I can put up an ad, I can send out emails, I can put up a media ad saying that everything is on flat 70% discount on Flipkart. Come. What do you think will happen? Waleesh can answer it better. I think that site will go down. Yeah, so basically, but what will happen actually? You know what? A user will come expecting that everything is on 70% discount on Flipkart. But what he will see is nothing is there on, very few discounts here and there, but not 70% discount. The reaction will be he'll quickly bounce off. Yes, we have generated traffic, but is that relevant traffic? Are people really finding it useful to come to our website and say that, you know what, this is good, I can find a lot of things out here? No, that does not happen. So the point is that it is very, very hard to generate relevant traffic. Okay. So what we're going to discuss today is, first of all, I want to put some time into explaining what online marketing is all about. So just a raise of hand, how many people understand what online marketing is? That's quite a few actually. What are the various channels within online marketing? SEM, SEO, what do you need to do SEM, what do you need to do SEO, email marketing, how do you run an affiliates program, how do you do remarketing? How many people do understand all that, what I said? All right, cool. Next is, how deep are we in, as a Flipkart, as a company, into online marketing? How deeply are we invested in online marketing? And then towards the end, Pradeep and Deepthi will carry you through two of the platforms that we have developed within Flipkart to enable online marketing in two of the channels. All right. Now the first one, why invest in online marketing? So over here is an image. I don't know how many of you can really see it, the details of it, but let me run you through it quickly. So the long winding road on the right-hand side is what represents offline marketing, and the straight, smooth road is the online marketing. The first point, it says that online marketing is cost-effective, whereas offline marketing is like seriously expensive. Why do you say that? Offline marketing as a channel, if you see, so what is offline marketing? Offline marketing is your TV ads, your print media, and various things like outdoors and all that. That is all offline marketing. Offline marketing by the nature is push marketing, right? You have very small leverage in terms of, how can you segment your folks? How can you segment the people that you want to really focus on? Very, very small levers. So what you essentially end up doing is carpet bombing. You send out email, you send out ads, you send out print medias, and it'll just go everywhere, and people who are interested will see it, people who are not interested will not see it. Thereby, you are actually increasing your costs because you are targeting users who are not at all interested, and that's a big majority of it, okay? Whereas in online marketing, contrary to that, to offline marketing, in online marketing is very, very pull-oriented, okay? There are people on the internet who have a certain intent. They are on the internet, searching on Google, going around blogs, getting information, sucking information from the internet. They have a certain intent why they are there. Now, if Flipkart thinks that for a certain set of users, their intent and my offering, there is a synergy in between them, I will only target those folks. All right? We can do that in online marketing. And hence, you reduce your cost dramatically. Next point is high visibility versus low visibility. Now, offline marketing, if Flipkart puts up an ad, we will have a one full page, newsprint, and we will majorly do our branding. Then we'll highlight some of the major categories that we have, or maybe a few products. That usually does not happen. So the visibility that every product or every brand or every category that gets in offline marketing is very, very low or negligible to a certain extent. Whereas compared to online marketing, every product, every brand which is there on your site gets visibility, right? You search for Samsung Galaxy Note, you get a SEM result, which is your the pay-per-click result or organic result on Google for Samsung Galaxy Note, which will take you to the Samsung Galaxy Note product page, right? The discoverability of your products become very, very high. People come to know, oh, Flipkart is doing all that stuff also. Next is detailed report versus basic reports. So in online marketing, right from, everything is measurable and trackable. What got clicked upon? Where did the person land? What was the price of that click? How much was the conversion value that happened through that click? Everything is measurable. Everything is measured, everything is recorded, and that everything goes as a feedback into the system and then helps you bring about that efficiency. You become more and more efficient, you become more and more accurate, all right? Whereas in offline marketing, the kind of reports you get are really, really, coarse and not very decisive in a lot of ways, Next up is flexible campaigns versus non-flexible in offline. Why I say flexible? I put up an ad on Google for Samsung Galaxy Note. It's a crappy ad, nobody's clicking on it, all right? I come to know that about in half an hour, that I'm spending so much of money on clicks or impressions, or so many impressions of my ad is happening, but nobody's clicking on it. I come to know about that in half an hour. I can quickly go and change my ad. I can experiment really, really fast. I don't have to waste a lot of money in that. Whereas in offline marketing, if you have a TV ad over there, you really cannot change it every day or every month also for that matter. It's a big investment in that way. The last point is focused traffic versus limited targeting in offline. This is something that I've already talked about, that online marketing helps us really, really focus, very, very sharp focus on the kind of people that we want to attract to our website. You can decide that. You are the people who are holding that lever. You can decide which people you want to get, which people you do not want to get. If you decide one day that, okay, my strategy for this month is to generate a lot of traffic. I don't care about what the cost is. I go ahead and increase my bids on my keywords, and we will generate traffic like anything. Maybe it is not profitable, but that is the strategy. Next month, we change our strategy. No, we want to focus on RPCs, which is a return on investment. Okay, I will kill all the crappy keywords. I will reduce my bids. I will play a very cautious game here. I will bid on only those keywords where the buy intent is very, very high, or the intent that the customer will come back again and maybe buy in the future is very, very high, right? So you can play around with all these things. You hold the levers. Is that clear so far? All right. So online marketing at Flipkart. So we basically into 4 channels. One is SEM, which is both search and display. So what SEM means, search engine marketing. Search and display means search is basically the advertisements, the sponsored results that you get on Google search when you do a Google search. The display is when you roam around in various blogs and you see all these publishers putting up these ads. And YouTube has these ads. You must have seen Flipkart ads on YouTube. The second is email marketing. Email marketing is very, very different from SEM or for that matter any other channel. It is not open, all right? It is only restricted to the user base that we have. So we are trying to bring users back onto Flipkart. We are trying to predict their requirements, their needs based on the intent that they have shown in the past, or people similar to them have shown in the past, or they have done that. So it's very intent based and very, very focused on a very small set of people. SEO is mainly about, making your website attractive to Google, right? So Google search results happen organic. So a search results consist of 2 sections. One is your sponsored results, which is what people pay for, right? A click happens on that result, Google gets money. But then there is the other section which is for free, right? By far, this is the most efficient channels of all the channels that we see over here in online marketing. It's for free, almost for free, I would say, right? You don't pay Google any money for Google to show you on the top of the organic search result. And if a click happens and a conversion happens, free, hooray. Affiliates is basically for people, who have blogs or websites and they want to monetize. One of the ways that they can monetize is that they can come to Flipkart, become our affiliate, and and show up our widgets. So these widgets are very, very tied closely to the Flipkart website. For example, if you're running a mobile blog, you may want to show all the bestsellers for mobiles, which are there on Flipkart. And if a click happens on that, and that user actually goes and converts with Flipkart, you as an affiliate will get a percentage share on that. In terms of metrics, we generate almost equivalent amount of traffic as compared to the offline marketing traffic at 1/5 the cost. So that should give you an idea how efficient the channel is. We have a dedicated set of engineers and a marketing team to maintain and grow all these 4 channels. Now, next up, I want to call out Pradeep, who will take us through one of the platforms that we have built in detail, from the technology point of view, the various challenges and all those things. So, Pradeep.
Check. Is it audible? Yeah. Okay. So, hi, I am Pradeep. I am also called Spam Boy, you'll know why. So, I am going to talk about email marketing. And yeah, the platform is called Spamplet, so you can relate to it now. I'm sure most of you would have received marketing emails from Flipkart. If not, please send the email to me. I'll add to the subscribe list. I'll make sure you'll get every week. Yeah. So the channel is very different from rest of the channels, as Tarun has already said. Why? Primarily because we know the users. So we have activities about those users, and we will be able to make some sense out of them and probably predict what he will be interested in and send the relevant content to them. So why relevant content? Probably you would have seen other, say other e-commerce sites or some other players sending static mailers to everyone. So they don't really work. So why customize at an every user level? Primarily because they are almost 5 times as efficient as the static mailers. So let's jump into the typical flow, how an email marketing campaign works. So basically email marketing works as a campaign. So a campaign is, you can assume it's an idea, and that results in a set of emails with a particular intent in mind, right? A particular goal in mind, to be precise. Yeah, so these are the 4 steps. I'll go over one by one. So let's start with target group. So before we start with, so business team usually analyzes the customer base and figures out what needs to be sent for that particular user base. So the first step comes preparing the target group. For a particular campaign, you need to segment the entire user base and figure out a particular set of customers, and you will be targeting a set of email, a kind of email, similar kind of email to everyone. So the challenge here is the data is distributed across different kinds of data sources and different hosts, you can say. So let me run it through an example. Let's say we are sending mobile accessories to those who have bought mobile phones. And there is another caveat to it. People who are, so people who registered at the time of buying the mobile phones, right? So this is the idea. So let's say, so here there are 2 things. One is data sets and operators. So data sets are, you can assume it's a similar kind of data with, it's an activity with a set of filters, right? So you can supply values to that, and probably that will result in a list of email IDs. Similarly, there is another set here, user profile, which has creation date as a filter, right? So we have other operators to operate on across sets to figure out to construct a complex expression, right? So here in this case, the target group expression is something like this: mobile buyers minus accessory buyers. Why minus accessory buyers? If they have already bought, probably we don't want to target, right? So, and intersected with the new customers in a particular date range. So you can, you can see the actual expression below, which is almost cryptic, so you can probably ignore that. Yeah, so this is generated over a console by just supplying values for the category and order date and creation date. So this complex expression is then evaluated, and so this also means for every email ID we are doing good amount of processing. So to do this at a scale of, say, if we have to send millions of users, we need throughput, we need high throughput. And other thing is, let's say this is a particular campaign, right? Here we need to add an extension to it. Say best-selling accessories is something we want to include in the mailer. We don't want to include it, we don't want to wait for the tech team to enable that. So we should externalize the campaign customization support over console. Like by just adding a particular block to the campaign, it should be available. Like bestsellers for a particular mobile accessories brand should be available. So that there comes the DSL part to it. These are the challenges in sending out the right campaigns. Next comes sending out those emailers, right? So here, it is nothing more than rendering the emails and dispatching it. But the problem here is the open rates and click rates, of course, are really good in a small window of time. So we need to make sure we are really dispatching all the emails in that small window. So this is being handled by communication service, and it can handle almost 5 lakh emails an hour. So for this, we are using, of course, some external email service providers. Yeah. So here we want to really go up to 15 lakh emails an hour. Right now we are at 5 lakh mark. We need to go up to 15 lakh emails. And next comes reporting. This is very crucial for the business team to look at how the campaign has performed. This will help them fine tune as well as get the impact of the campaign. So for this we need detailed report, right? At a campaign level we need almost real time detailed report as to what are the open rates, what are the conversions, what are the clicks, how many successful deliveries. Yes, sample report is provided here. So it has open rate, click rate, order to mail ratio and total sales, etc. Apart from that, there should be an ability to slice and dice data at a campaign level to see what kind of people are responding, so that we can fine tune our campaigns, right? And also provide heat maps at a campaign level. So we are sending out emails, right? We don't know what links are working and what links are not working. So this is a sample heat map which shows that Flipkart.com link at the header is being clicked at 13%. 13% times that particular link is clicked. Right. So this gives an idea of what links work, and you can fine tune the templates as well. Right. So with those challenges in mind, so these are the goals for the platform. So high availability and high throughput for processing as well as sending out the emails, and resilient to failure as other services might fail. Near real-time reporting with analytics support, and externalizing the target group definition as well as campaign definition. With this in mind, we have come up with this architecture. Yeah, it basically has 3 layers. I'll talk about it one by one. I'll start from infra layer. In the infra layer, we have communication service and Flipkart message queue. Flipkart message queue, you can assume it is an internal message queue platform, and communication services to send emails. So in terms of data source, we have MySQL and HBase. HBase is used in places where we need high throughput. And for reporting, we have Elasticsearch. I'll talk about it in a bit detail. So we have been using MySQL for reporting. It didn't scale out because of our scale. We were doing group bys and count stars and sum to pull out the similar reports what you just saw. And we moved to Elasticsearch to provide reporting. So a good thing about it is, it just with a minor, we wrote a river plugin to pull data from various sources and push it to Elasticsearch so that it will be available for reporting engine. It will be reporting consoles, right? So we use histograms to generate the reports. So that does good, that does aggregations basically, and it has almost all kinds of support, like distinct also is supported, and we have count star, sum, all such basic reporting needs are provided by histograms. So the next comes the slicing and dicing. So here you don't need to define what kind of group bys you are really performing. So you can on the fly provide the group bys part as well as the aggregation part, and you can get the reports. So with that we can have analytics done on top of this Elasticsearch data. Next comes the middle layer. So here we have data ingester, which pulls data from logs and other places and puts it into appropriate format. and recurring job daemon. So this is used for the recurring campaigns. So you don't need to set up the campaigns every time, right? So some campaigns probably run every week or daily. So this is being handled by, that is being handled by the recurring job daemon. It basically triggers the campaign and rest of them will follow similar fashion. So I'll just explain the workflow engine part. So workflow engine is the backbone for the entire pamphlet platform. So in the target preparation and campaign execution, right? Both of them happens on top of this workflow engine. So here we have a notion of task, and this provides an ability to chain them to form a logical workflow, right? So every task is an independent unit. It only deals with input and output. It is unaware of state. So the entire state management is handled externally, right? So this chaining also supports both fork as well as join. From one node, you can branch it out to multiple nodes, as well as you can join from multiple nodes to a single node. This is important for forming the workflow, right? So this is built on top of Akka. So here with Akka, we have written our own custom mailbox. So mailbox is kind of a queue, you can assume. So every task is backed by a mailbox. We have written an MQ-based mailbox, which is Flipkart MQ-based mailbox, and state management on top of Akka to provide both fork and join support, and also to provide visibility to the business team to see where exactly the campaign is running, and a DSL support for creating the chains. So all we have is just tasks, right? We need to somehow chain them to form a logical unit. So for the same example, mobile accessory campaign, this is the target group definition and how it will be executed on top of workflow engine. So minus and intersection are operators. They are again nodes. Mobile buyers, accessories buyers, and new customers. All those are sets. They are again nodes. They are different kinds of nodes, and minus and intersect are different kind of nodes. They are called operators, and the other three are called sets, data sets. So this is the chaining which we form over DSL, and we trigger this chain with a particular values. For mobile buyers, this is the date range, etc., and it will be triggered, and finally an output will be generated at the intersect level. So this entire thing will work, is going to work on WFE engine. And next comes the client layer. Here we have reporting and campaign management consoles, which are I think obvious. So reporting directly connects to Elasticsearch to generate reports as well as analysis. And campaign management console connects with both workflow engine and recurring job daemon to basically manage campaigns, whatever business team wants to do. Yeah, so any questions? Was it clear? Yeah. So the difference is mainly around open rates and click rates. So we see over the time, we saw open rates and click rates are much better if sent within a particular duration. I don't want to mention it here, but yeah, within a particular duration, within a really short duration, 3 hours in a day. So if we have to launch a campaign, we'll have to make sure everyone gets that email within that 3 hours. Of course, I got that. It can even be personalized, but we haven't gone to that level. Probably we'll think about it a little later. Yes. So overall, so far we have looked at it generically, and we saw a particular 3-hour duration works better. Anything else? Yes, so as I said, we connect with various email service providers and they notify back with status, but not really the spam aspect, but delivered we will definitely get to know. Delivered, I mean, delivered or bounced, that differentiation we will be able to make out. They'll make a callback and also if they don't make a callback, some service provider actually provides detailed reports for every call level. So we actually go ahead, pull that and upload it with our